I wouldn't say I've done anything else, but previous to actually starting to rap or write.
Do you play any instruments or anything like that?
I play the guitar pretty badly. I play the drums really badly. Yeah, it's like not in any sort of way that I'd write home about. But I first actually, I guess the first element that I was exposed to was DJing. So living in Hawke's Bay, you sort of know everyone. And Jayrasik actually lent me his 1200s because he had CDJs that he was really working with a lot. He's like, oh, you could borrow my 1200s, and I had them at home, and I had his 06 Professional, his Vestax mixer, and his 12s, and just cutting really. And I was like, this is pretty cool, but I don't know when it changed. No, I do know when it changed actually. So I was working at a streetwear store in Hastings actually, and you know, it was around the time of the whole 8 Mile explosion. Sorry, just kidding. And there were these battle events popping up. And a whole bunch of customers that came through our store, like, yeah, nah, the bro's entering, yada yada. You guys should come through. And at the time I was working with my bro Dartel, that a lot of people know that I used to rap with. Yeah, like, well, we're still really like super close friends. And we weren't really rapping together at the time, so we were like, yo, we should head down to this battle event. Yeah, let's do it. And we rocked in there, man, and there's all these dudes that were customers from the shop, like up there, yo, you look stupid. Nah, you look stupid. You know, it was quite a buzz for us, like seeing all these dudes we know. And then I think we left and Dart was like, bro, you know I rap? And I had no idea. And at the time, I didn't know what was what. So he'd be showing me his raps, and I'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I didn't come to realise till probably a couple of years later that he was actually pretty next level compared to everyone else at home. Like everyone was still on that, you know, I'll smack you in the face, you got no taste. Like, you know, like there was really nobody using multi-syllabics or those sort of layers of punches or like scheming or anything like that. Like there were a few guys, like I've got to give credit where credit's due, like Teezee obviously, very well known Hawke's Bay MC, and he was on another level really.
Yeah.
There was Teezee. Teezee was going by War Type then. He was another one, like he was so good. You'd go to an event and you could just tell that there was like this difference, this gulf in skills between him and the next guy. And you know, the guys that I really identified there would have been Teezee, and rest in peace, my bro Hens, Scribbler from GBH. Like those guys were just so much better than everyone else. I didn't know why, but they were. Come to find out years later, you know, what it was. You know, it was sort of a skill or technique thing. Actually, I should give it up to the bro Reg as well, that a lot of people know. Like, Reg was really good, but he could sing as well. So he did the whole thing with 06 Official. That was, you know, he was a real cornerstone of that.
Yeah, that name rings a bell.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there was a crew that actually I was part of the inception of that crew. But I guess this is probably a very pertinent point to my story with hip-hop. As everybody knows, Hawke's Bay is a gang city. It's pretty well known. You know, it's a mongrel mob city. I'm not from that, you know. So when I got into hip-hop, I got into hip-hop for the cultural aspect and to upskill and sort of see if we could get Hawke's Bay MCs to a level where we were competitive with other MCs around the country, really. But what I probably didn't understand was there were a lot of established dudes that come from that background. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine, man. That's who we are, who they are. But I can't relate to that, and they can't relate to me. So when I'm sort of pushing the agenda of skills and upskilling and, you know, being about the culture, they're like, nah, man, we're from the streets, you know? It's not going to work. And it didn't, you know? We sort of went our separate ways. But the cool thing was I was able to pursue what I was about, and I've always been about, like, my contribution to hip-hop, my participation is about the upskilling, like the knowledge, the techniques, like paying homage to the past so we can enjoy the future kind of thing. I never really delved into that street side of stuff, which is just not me, you know. So yeah, it's cool to know that something that I was a part of in the beginning did become something bigger, but I obviously had to walk my own path, and you know, that's what we did.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the chairsaw was battling that got me into emceeing, because we had like 3 battle events. 2 at this place that's no longer there called Neil's Bar, but like everybody that I run into from back in the day was, oh, I remember the battles in Neil's Bar, because it was that kind of place, which is really cool. It was kind of like, I guess, like Valhalla actually.
Okay.
A little bit different, but yeah, so 2 battles at Neil's, then we had one up at the strip club, of all places, man, we had one up at Firecats. And then the last one was actually at a high school hall, and they put up $1,000.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was when I was like, yep. To be honest, man, like, buried my soul to everyone. I just listened and watched everyone else from around New Zealand, like watched the New Zealand-Australia battles, and I wouldn't say I bit, but I'd say I learned from the way they do a setup, then a punch. And a lot of guys stylistically influenced me to that point where I kind of put myself on another level, and not by not being up myself. I just think people hadn't really delved into that side of things here in, well, where I was from in Hawke's Bay. And so for me, I understood, you've got to do a setup, then a punch. And it's not really about what you say, it's about how you say it.
Right.
Like I said, I'm back for Utu and I want to kill this guy in his blue shoes. Everyone will look at the floor and go, he does have blue shoes on. It's not even a good line.
Yeah.
But, you've got blue shoes on and I talked about your blue shoes. I look cool.
Yeah.
You're about to lose because you got no Blues Clues. Blues Clues. Like people lose their mind about the stupidest things in battles, and I sort of played on that a bit. And yeah, the result was favourable. I ended up winning that, which was cool. But that put me in a different sphere altogether. Now I'm an MC kind of thing. And I hadn't really written much before. I'd written, like a handful of verses maybe. None of them were any good. I had decent punches though, and it was actually someone from here that said that to me. He came to this recording session and he's like, I really liked your punch when you said this. And I was like, oh wow, maybe I do have something.
Yep.
So I sort of delved more into the craft from there, but after that battle, I really had like a target on my back in a funny way, and that wasn't something I was prepared for, because I didn't enter to be out there and be like, yo, I'm the best rapper in the city. And that wasn't even true at the time. I was just a little wittier than these guys in there that were better rappers than me. Like, at the time, I'd say Teezee was definitely a better rapper than me. Teezee was definitely a better rapper than me. Reg was definitely a better rapper than me. And they were all in the competition. I don't know. Like, I've always been pretty quick on my feet and, off the cuff with remarks and stuff and sort of making it rhyme. I think people confuse freestyle battling as a rapping competition, which it never was,
Right.
But you come through, but then you look at the cities and it's completely different. You come through here to Wally and you got 2-1 and Juice, who in my opinion are just legends of freestyle rap, and they sound good off the head. Yeah. And then you're like, wow, this is completely different to what's happening where I am. I wasn't even really in time or like flowing well. I was just saying, up there being a comedian, really, like trying to make people laugh. Yeah. And you realize that there's a whole craft behind it as well. And that was huge eye-opener for me. So yeah, I kind of fell out of favour with a lot of my friends in Hawke's Bay. I don't know, tall poppy syndrome in New Zealand, whatever it may be. But some people stayed cool. Like Teezee and I have always had a good relationship. Anyone who sort of had a grasp of emceeing was able to stay above that. Like I said before, rest in peace, my man Scribbler from GBH, Brother Henna there. Like, he was always cool with me. Wartype, Teezee was always cool with me. And Dart actually moved here and we maintained a really good friendship. And then he was the one that was like, yo, we should start trying to get some gigs in Wally. All right, cool.